everyone. I am so excited to be here. It is today. Today is February the 25th.
Wait, it's the 25th already?
Yeah, 2026. And what is it? This is the launch of the Event Tech Atlas. Woo! Woohoo!
Yeah.
Woo! Woo! And my name is Tess Vismel, and I am co-founder of the Event Tech Atlas. And then my cohort is
Keith Johnston, and I am also a co-founder of the Event Tech Atlas.
absolutely. And we have some fabulous people with us here today. I'd love them to tell you a little bit about themselves and their role with the Event Tech Atlas.
Hey everyone, my name is Christy Casey. I'm the executive editor, which means that I am in charge of telling you the truth about what works and why.
Woohoo!
I'm Neela Johnston. I'm the events and operations director. Fancy title. What I'm most excited about, what I bring to the table, is the event planner perspective. I keep all these yahoos in check. I try to take the technology that's out there and really put a positive spin on it from a planner perspective. So that's all about me. There you go.
Hi, and I'm Stuart Mitchell, Director of Catch the Mice as a little sub-hobby, and looking after business development, client outreach, and making sure customers and clients get the most out of the product, really. So that's me. I want a client engagement guy, I guess.
So Tess,
Yeah.
what is the Event Tech Atlas?
What? You don't know what it is? What is an atlas? It's that shining star, that little thing that helps you navigate to something from one point to another on a map. So what we're doing is we're providing this pathway, if you will, around the event journey for the event organizer as well as the event tech company on how they can choose tech very, very well. We're amplifying it, the messages, through the listings of the event tech company, right? And then we're educating along the way, which is something we've always done.
Well, and I think one of the things that makes this stand out from everything else that's out there is the fact that all of the companies that are in the Atlas, there is no pay-to-play in there, meaning that it doesn't matter how large or how small your company is, your information is all the same. Everyone has an equal footing.
Absolutely. And then something that's really, really exciting, I'm going to let Christy go in a little deeper about it, but we are doing this based on peer review. So we have a peer review collective that we're bringing the brightest minds in our industries, where we have meeting planners who are in several different sectors of the market, along with event technologists who will sit down and review the tech, and they give you their thoughts around it. They give you an opportunity to talk about what they've experienced around it. So it's really, again, not pay to play, right? Christy, anything you'd like to add to that?
Well, I think by telling the truth and not caring about whose opinion it hurts, it only serves the industry and helps it get better. And Neela is decades of experience in the industry, and so I'd love to hear Neela talk a little bit about some of the pain points that the Event Tech Atlas solves from a planner perspective.
Well, I agree. I've definitely seen it over the years, especially through virtual events. And having someone like Keith on my side helping me with the event technology pieces that were out there, helping me navigate what works and what doesn't work, and applying it is what's key. Keith's background is an event background. Tess's background, an event background. But they know technology, and that's what makes them successful in helping event planners move forward and navigate through the journey with the Event Atlas.
Awesome. And I think, that's some of the pain points that we solve. Let's talk a little bit about the joy points, which is something that it's a term that I was just introduced to today, which I think is so awesome. So thank you, Tess, for that. The joy point that it creates is, if you go onto Event Tech Atlas, you know that whether or not somebody is a big company or a small company, they are honestly represented. They are evenly represented. So you can look at things apples to apples and really get a comprehensive sense of what's out there. And then you add to that the educational articles that we're creating. Things that you probably didn't know that you needed to be doing, but that we know because it's going to make your lives just so much easier, or little things that you can do at the very, very point. So being able to all of a sudden have these aha moments and forearm yourself with all of this information on how to do things in a segment of the industry that we often, nobody really, I mean, there's more people who graduate with a degree now, but most of us learn what we're doing on the job. So this helps future-proof your career. That's one of the joy points. Another joy point is being able to create a free account allows you to star and be able to save things that, like companies that you want to go back to. It also gives you exclusive behind-the-scenes access to special invitation office hours with Keith and Tess. So if you have a specific problem, you can jump on and ask them virtually, like, hey, I don't know what to do, this is driving me nuts. And then there's also some deep dives, I think, that y'all were planning for technology companies. So if you, creating a free account isn't just to like heart and save and whatever, that's a great feature, but the real joy point is the opening to this whole world of behind the scenes education and access into this world of event technology that you wouldn't have otherwise.
And I'd say one of the joy points for me would be exactly that. I think, yes, the Atlas is out there now, but all the things that the future holds for the Atlas, I think it's your combined brains. It is developing an understanding of technology through you guys and all the other things that you're going to bring to the table. So, for example, the peer reviews, like you said, the chat hours, the happy hours. Aren't we planning on doing some tech happy hours? Like where planners can come together and learn from each other. So again,
hey,
I
look, you know, this is what happens when you do it live.
Now I lost my train of thought.
No, have them talk about the new features.
Yes, so some of the new features is what I'm excited about.
Before we jump to what's next, I would love to hear from Stuart about what the joy points for those from the supplier perspective are.
I guess I've always been a big promoter of the little guy. You know, the bushy tech, the guy, the high touch points where you need an end of the phone call conversation. So I guess I've been always an advocate for those type solutions. And I think the trouble with a lot of event planners is when you go online and need to search virtual events or search all-in-one solutions, you know what you're going to get. You're going to get the guy with the biggest pocket that's been putting that money in for pay-per-click. And it's not always the right product for you, and that's the thing. You know, but it leads you down that kind of rabbit hole, which is not the right solution for you. And I think being able to have the look at the Atlas and find out what other peers of your colleagues have seen is vitally important, and it can champion the little guy. I think it's all about integrity. Is that right? Is that what we're all about? I think that was one of our key focus points. And it's making sure that we are honest with the buyers, that the solution is the right solution for them. You know, there are great solutions out there, but it's not one solution fits all.
Yeah, and here's there is a reality. We need to make money, but the one place we're not going to make money is on a listing, right? You can't pay to be at the top, but there are things that they can do. The suppliers can do. You know, they can sponsor the podcast, right? They can be on that. You know, there's so many things.
And you have great exposure. We have a good, well-established community of buyers that look at it. So they're a great opportunity for sponsorship. Give me a call. So yeah, I'm really excited about this.
So we should dive into the future, though. What's coming?
Oh, yes.
Is there anyone there?
If anyone answers, I'm freaking out.
Watch it move again.
Well, one of the things that is immediately happening is you can go to eventtechatlas.com and apply to be one of our peer review community specialists, our collective. And so right now we're taking applications. Within the next month, we'll be vetting them, training them, and kind of training them on the format of what we want. And ideally, we'll have each one be part of a review group twice a month. So we're looking for planners from all different areas, whether you're an event marketer or an executive assistant, whether you're independent third party, whether you are corporate or association, or if you're an event technologist. Yeah, we would love to hear from you. And so we are forming that, and those peer reviews are going to start coming out in the next couple of months.
On the technology side, this is not a software product, it is not a SaaS product, but we're actually kind of building it in that way. So right now we're on version 1, right? For V2, right now planners can go in and they can save products they like so that they can come back and they can revisit them. Version 2, we're actually going to they will be able to compare products side by side, right? So you will go in and you'll say, hey, I have an event for 250 people, I need a registration system. Answers will come up, and then you'll be able to click, 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 and then see them side by side.
Absolutely, because technically 5 years ago, Keith and I talked about this, and I kept saying, Keith, I want our industry in the palm of their hands to have an app that they can look at and say, I need this, bring it up based on their specs, based on what your need is, and say, oh, these people can provide this for me, and then move from there.
So I have a question. I'm going to throw you for a loop in a minute. I attended a session here. It was all about event technology. Are you using the product technology that you already have? Planner percentages were decent. It's all about integration. So I look to you guys. So let's say I'm using product X for marketing over here in the UK, and I'm using product Y over here in the United States. And I'm trying to figure out how the two can integrate. Are those things as well that I can ask questions about?
Yeah, actually, and that's a really good introduction of like office hours, right? So on a weekly basis for planners that are actually signed up to the Atlas, Tess and I are going to have Tuesday night office hours where we will be logged in. You can come with a coffee or a beer, or whatever you want, and ask questions. We will answer questions about tech stacks. Right, we will answer. You can come in and say, "This is the event. What should we look at?"
Yeah.
And we'll kind of look there, and we'll give you those answers that are just so hard to find. They shouldn't be hard to find, but they are hard to find.
Yeah. And then in future-wise, in the next few versions, that's what I do see, to be able to kind of be able to give you more roadmap on looking at. Well, then this is what I have currently. What are the things then, again, based on your specs, this is what I have, and what kinds of things integrate with it to be able to give you a few, like your top 3 or top 5 to look at. And one thing that they hadn't mentioned is that on the event tech side, the listings, the planners can come straight to you. They can connect straight to you through the platform. So the connection doesn't have to come out and in. Am I right, Keith?
Before we move on, I just wanted to mention, there's an article on eventtechatlas.com right now that actually, if you are dealing with integration issues and trying to figure out why data keeps disappearing or not syncing properly, there is right now a deep dive article to help you understand what the types of data are, how data talks to each other on different platforms, what kind of questions you should be asking your vendors, common mistakes, and things you can do to fix it. So we're also looking at pain points and creating those guides to provide you with those essential resources.
Sign you up to be a speaker. That would have been great.
See, I told you.
That was, yeah.
Another topic, data. Where is it held? Where is it stored? What are the controls? So these are some of the things that event planners obviously ask and are almost mandated by a lot of companies. And I think that's something which we'll be covering.
Oh, no, absolutely. And I mean, there is so much that goes into your event tech stack that planners don't realize. And there also is, and a lot of times they'll go out, let's say they get a sales pitch and they'll buy a product. We think about the law of unintended consequences, right? If you switch this platform, what happens 2 months from now, 3 months from now? Does it break something, right? And those are questions sometimes planners don't know to ask, right? And when they do, if they do know to ask, they don't know who to ask.
But you don't know what you don't know. That's the thing.
And we know from industry data that event technology is one of those areas where planners feel less confident than they do in other areas.
Absolutely. One of the things that I thought was interesting, last evening we went to a meetup or a networking event, industry event, and it was mostly event technology companies there, right? And the minute we came in the door, something that shocked me, I guess I didn't think about it, not shocking me, but it really hit me that these event tech companies were thanking us. They felt excited about learning more about what is going on with it. And I don't think because so many things are happening as we were rolling this out so quickly, is almost them saying it's needed. We need I even got an email back from a founder of a pretty well-known company who said, thank you, we need this. We need honest feedback on what we're doing. And it just made me feel so good because the intention around what we wanted to create is to continue to educate and also be truth sayers, but help both sides. It's not pitting us against them, which we need always to get out of. So literally that just warmed my heart and brought it back to the core of why we're doing what we're doing.
Yeah, and I think with a lot of the tech companies, because we don't have skin in the game, we can be honest. I mean, I haven't told, Tess or Christy this, but one of the things that I want to do as a podcast episode are, 5 event registration companies you should look at and 3 you should never touch.
Ooh.
Oh, no, of course. No, but planners, they got to know. They got to know, right? And also,
I think it's the conversations have already been had like that. It's just, it's in silent.
Yeah, well, and it's also about educating planners on, like Stuart, you said a little while ago, what is the right platform, right? When you look at a very, very large enterprise level registration system and you have an annual event that has 200 people, you're going to go into that and it's going to be a horrible product. It's not a horrible product. If you're an enterprise, you do 300 events a year, it's probably the best thing since sliced bread.
For courses.
Exactly.
I think from my perspective, it's nice being the Brit here amongst you North American crew. I know I'm not Neela, there you are. But it's nice to get also a different perspective because you guys over the pond definitely have a different flavor to us here in the UK. And I think it's nice to get two different, a broader diversity of opinion as well. So I'm really keen and excited about contacting as many UK vendors, European vendors, as well as obviously North American and global players within the market. Yeah. And it's also about support as well. It's that element of being available at certain times of the day, different time zones, et cetera, et cetera. We're a global company, a global business. All the event planners are not only doing stuff domestically, but it's global. So, I'm very excited.
So I know that we've got like the comparison side-by-side functionality coming. We've got the peer reviews coming. Is there, if somebody has a pain point or they've got an idea for a feature, is there a way for them to give you that feedback to continue to evolve the product, to keep creating more joy points, to keep solving more pain points?
Yes. One of the ways that they can do that is actually just email us, which on the Event Tech Atlas, because I can't think of the email address off the top of my head. That's so bad. Right? You can certainly send an email.
It's okay.
But
Event Tech Atlas at pullupwithus.com.
There is one cool feature where people can actually communicate directly with us on a daily basis, and we do not have it turned on here. Because it would be driving us nuts while we're actually on a show floor, is we actually have a live chat. And when you come into the site, if the little icon's there, that means somebody is there to answer a question or
a human.
It's not AI. It is not a bot. There will actually be a human there that can say, you can request a feature and we'll tell you, hey, we can do that. That's a great idea. Also, you can actually ask a question, right, through the chat bot. Hey, this is my event. should I do this or that? We can say, well, based on what you're doing, again, you always need to do your own due diligence. However, we can give you some honest feedback on what you're thinking.
Oh, God.
Oh, does anyone have any final words? So I would love each. I would love. Yes.
Final words. If anyone wants to get in touch, to get involved, give me a shout. I'd love to have a natter with you. I have to say, I've been working with these guys a long time, and it's really exciting to work with a team of people I can personally trust. And how to reach you? Give us a drop on the same email address. Yeah, or you can give it, Stuart at pullupwithus.com. So there you go.
So last words.
No, I thought you guys did a really good job, and I'm really happy to be part of a team that's so full of great information, and what your knowledge base that you're going to give to event planners, I think, is huge. So thank you.
Well, I'm just really excited to be doing something that's so close to the roots of what brought me into the industry, which is education and empowerment and being honest and disrupting through innovation. So, team.
Team.
Event Tech Atlas.
Event Tech.
on three.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Event
Event Tech
Tech Atlas.
Atlas.